Time Warner Cable is pleased to be an underwriting sponsor for Carolina Week.
Coming up on the October 18th edition of Carolina Week.
I'm Joelle Kaplan. I'll show you the most dangerous intersections on campus for pedestrians.
One North Carolina school is giving students ammunition in the fight against bullying.
In sports, the football team breaks the Virginia curse, and basketball season is finally here.
Weathercaster Kathy Evans will tell us if we can expect these seasonal temperatures to last into the weekend.
All that and magnificent Midway munchies.
Carolina Week starts right now.
From the James F. Goodman Studio in the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, connecting campus and community, this is Carolina Week.
A street on or near campus can be a harrowing experience. Good evening, I'm Megan Cassell.
And I'm Eddie Sykes. Thanks for joining us. Officials are considering ways to keep us all safe as the many crosswalks we have to navigate every day. Joelle Kaplan joins us live in our studio. Joelle, this is a bigger problem than lots of students realize.
It is, Eddie, and in 2008 alone, 5 pedestrians died after being hit by cars in Chapel Hill. One way to protect yourself is to know the most dangerous spots. In this spot on April 23, 2009, a car hit Alyssa Schwartz.
I flew up into the air, hit the windshield, cracked the windshield, and landed onto the pavement.
Schwartz was crossing South Road in front of the bell tower at about 1:30 when a 69-year-old man failed to yield at the crosswalk. One ambulance ride, several x-rays, and 9 hours later, she left the hospital with no serious injuries, but plenty of pain.
The thing they tell you in the hospital when I left was like, you're really gonna feel, you know that expression like you got hit by a bus or hit by a car? They're like, you're literally gonna feel that way.
Schwartz isn't the only person in Chapel Hill to know that feeling. According to data from the UNC Highway Safety Research Center, 282 police-reported vehicle crashes in Chapel Hill involved pedestrians between 1998 and 2008. Randy Young of the Department of Public Safety says many factors contribute to that high number.
We've seen a lot of campus construction, and certainly with angular sunlight here and a lot of motorized traffic, we do have visibility issues. And I think really the proliferation of cell phone use, iPod use, can mitigate awareness.
Some parts of campus are more dangerous than others, and this map shows that the areas on campus where pedestrian crashes occur most frequently are at Franklin and Columbia, Cameron and Columbia, and of course South Road, where Schwartz says she's now extra cautious.
Every time I do cross it, like I get flashback images and like it's really scary. Like thank God they have a cross guard there. Like there'd be so many more accidents at that one crosswalk if not.
Some people might not be as lucky as Schwartz was. You know, she told me that her backpack shielded her from a more serious injury.
So, Joelle, what should students do to stay safe while walking on campus?
Eddie, the Department of Public Safety's biggest piece of advice was just to be aware. Even if you have the right of way, you can't assume that a driver will stop for you.
Well, that's Joelle Kaplan starting us off live tonight in the studio. Thanks, Joelle.
A favored spot in Orange County is about to undergo some major changes. Workers will tear up and rebuild Weaver Street in Carrboro at a cost of about $1.8 million. The project will begin after January 1st and will last approximately a year. The construction will improve access to crosswalks, driveways, and remove bad sidewalk panels. The Weaver Street Market shouldn't be affected.
Well, early voting in Chapel Hill has begun, and several campus leaders have already cast their ballots. Lee Starrow, president of Young Democrats, and College Republicans president Anthony Dent voted in the midterm elections and encouraged others to do the same at Moorhead Planetarium this morning. Student body president Hogan Medlin and provost Bruce Carney also spoke with voters about the importance of participating. Students and Orange County residents received info about both Republican and Democratic candidates and could even register to vote. Early voting continues through October 30th, and Election Day is November 2nd.
The vote for homecoming court is also underway. On Friday, students voted in the preliminary Miss UNC election. 15 UNC ladies campaigned for the crown, and this election reduced the list to a final 3 nominees. Students signed on to my.unc.edu to vote for their queen, and with the click of a button, went through an easy 3-step process of voting. The 3 nominees are Monica Doyle, Katie Ray, and Chelsea Phillips. The final vote for Homecoming Queen and King will be October 29th.
Town of Chapel Hill officials are making plans for the homegrown Halloween event. Restrictions are designed to bring Halloween on Franklin Street back to its small-town roots and limit the number of people who attend. In the past, as many as 80,000 people have crammed onto a 4-block stretch of Franklin Street. This is video you see right here from 2007, before officials started trying to limit the size of the crowd. New measures include no parking near downtown, alcohol checkpoints, no entry into bars and restaurants after 1 a.m., and clearing the crowd on the street by 11:30 p.m. Chapel Hill Mayor Mark Kleinschmidt was eager to promote moderation, reminding everyone that Halloween falls on a Sunday this year.
The Chapel Hill Police Department will be putting up unclaimed property for auction on November 3rd. The items range from cell phones to lawnmowers. The auction will be on a website similar to eBay, propertyroom.com. By state law, the money received from the auction will go to Chapel Hill Carborough City Schools.
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and one local high school is getting the word out. Students at the School of Science and Math recently partnered with the Durham Crisis Response Center to paint the school purple to raise awareness among students. Students painted the school's Spirit Rock purple and passed out more than 500 purple ribbons. They also decorated the school with different facts about domestic violence. Their mission was to make sure everyone understands it's not nice to hit and to encourage people affected by domestic violence to ask for help.
Officials say 5 teens nationwide took their lives because of peer bullying in September. But the North Carolina Peaceful Schools Project is taking action to stop this vicious cycle. Reporter Rachel Nash takes a look at the work of this program.
UNC senior Hampton Neal knows the effects of bullying. He's had to deal with it his whole life.
You just feel wrong. You feel like I should be different, or you feel sometimes scared.
Bullies picked on Neal in elementary school and into his teen years. The women's studies major says that as a college student, he can deal with conflict now, but as a child, it was much more difficult.
People need to open up their perspectives and realize that just saying one small thing to someone in a hurtful way, you never know the effects of that.
Neal says schools should take proactive measures to deal with bullying, and the Peaceful Schools Project of North Carolina is taking an active stance in educating kids about how to deal with bullying. Renee Prillman is the chair of the Peaceful Schools Project. Prillman is also the head of the Carolina Friends Middle School in Chapel Hill and brought the program to the middle school.
The ability to resolve conflicts, to advocate for yourself, to advocate for another, to stand up for what is right. You know, those are critical skills.
The program teaches students like 8th grader Gabrielle and her friends to embrace diversity.
You're just going to have to accept that everyone has different opinions.
And students learn to identify and deal with the bullying cycle. And Neal knows the potential benefits of programs like the Peaceful Schools Project.
And all the different ways that people can be bullied and how negative it is. A lot of that can be dealt with when, children are younger.
And that's what the Peaceful Schools Project intends to do. In Chapel Hill, I'm Rachel Nash, Carolina Week.
Central Park School in Durham is the other pilot program in our area for the Peaceful Schools Project. Coming up, Carborough holds a Halloween costume contest early this year.
But it wasn't kids dressing up, it was some of our favorite furry friends.
G-Morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me back. Hey, did you tell your parents about us? Let's skip first period together. Did you get all my texts? Is practice over yet? Where are you at?
Are you with your friends? That's L-A-A-A-M-M-E-E-E.
Capital X, lowercase o, capital X, lowercase o.
I love you. JK, I hate you. JK.
Are you ignoring me?
We're in a huge fight right now.
Is this something I did?
I can see your lights on. I'm coming over.
This isn't a
What'd
joke.
you dream about?
Me?
My number? I'm lonely.
Holla back.
Holla back. Let's try something new. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Not many service organizations can boast a history of a century and a half. The Campus Y held its weekend-long event for its 150th anniversary with events ranging from chalking sidewalks to raise awareness about homeless people to the harmonic singing at a barbecue for students and alumni. Students also painted Tom's shoes to raise awareness about poverty. On Saturday, a panel of 3 speakers from the Triangle spoke to students and alumni about North Carolina's emphasis on innovation and being an entrepreneur.
After being closed for nearly 4 years because of renovations, the Playmakers Theater will finally reopen this fall. From the outside, the theater might not look any different, but look closer and you can see that the columns have been replaced. And it's sporting a new coat of paint, too. The inside is where the new look is obvious. These are the new seats, right here, retaining the engraved letter CP for Carolina Playmakers to preserve the historical significance of the theater.
Well, American Style magazine ranks Chapel Hill as one of the country's top arts destinations among small cities. Carolina Performing Arts and Playmakers Theater bring local, national, and international performances to Chapel Hill. And the magazine says the Ackland Art Museum and the Arts Center in Carrboro are more reasons for its ranking. Well, Weaver Street Market has always been pet-friendly, and that was certainly the case this weekend. More than 50 dogs filled the front lawn of Weaver Street Market during Sunday's event. Owners entered dogs into several category-based contests. These include Best Trick and Shortest Dog. All types of animals showed up for the costume contest, even a skunk. Organizers sold raffle tickets for gift baskets throughout the event, and the money raised goes to Dachshund Rescue of America.
UNC sport clubs are pushing for all of us to be more fit, so they hosted this year's Race for a Reason on Saturday. About 200 people gathered at Rams Head Plaza for the start of the 5K. Even though it was cold, some teams still dressed up and some even painted themselves. About 600 people registered, so organizers expect to have raised $6,000. The money will go to Be Active North Carolina's Push to Play, which is a statewide program that helps schools provide exercise opportunities to students and faculty.
Well, it certainly is nice weather out there to get out for a run, and weathercaster Kathy Barnes joins us in the studio. Kathy, the weather's looking pretty great out there.
Can we expect more of it on the way?
Yeah, there have been lots of sunshine around, certainly good weather for that race. I'll tell you after break when we got a chance for rain coming up in the 5-day forecast.
Mom!
What?
You can't find Ichabod.
What?
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
I'm starving. What's for breakfast?
Guten Tag!
Johannes, Franz!
I bring you arts-enriched Raisinblums, fortified with increased test scores and creative problem-solving skills.
It's good!
And good for you.
Bobby? Susie?
Don't worry, that's just the power of the arts!
Feed your kids the arts. For 10 simple ways to learn how, visit AmericansForTheArts.org.
Except for you, because you'll be gone 3 years from now, struck down by the same disease that got your father. So you won't be around for them. And sadly, it could have been detected early with a simple test, but you didn't have it. Okay, who wants to check out the backyard?
For a list of tests every man should have, go to ahrq.gov.
Welcome back to Carolina Week. I'm Kathy Evans with your weather. Well, we overall have had a very nice weather pattern. We're looking at some cool mornings and some warm afternoons. There's a small chance of rain in the forecast, and I'll tell you about that. And overall, though, once we get past Wednesday, we're really looking at a very nice weekend. As we head throughout the day, as we take a look at the satellite picture, we can see that there's some high clouds streaming in over the southeast of the United States. And you can see that those high clouds are ending right in over the triangle. And that's giving us lots of sunshine as we head throughout the southeast. As we take a look at the current surface map, you can see that there is a high pressure system over the southeast of the United States. That's giving us lots of sunshine for today. And when we head throughout Tuesday afternoon, you can see that there is a cold front. As we head throughout the surface map on Tuesday, you can see that there is a cold front just to the north of us, and it will continue to keep our clouds streaming in over us on Tuesday, that is high clouds. But so we're looking at sunshine again on Tuesday, but as we head throughout the day on Wednesday, that's really when our pattern starts changing. We've got that cold front over us. It's going to give us lots of cloud cover, but you're not noticing too much green here on the surface map. We don't expect very much rain on Wednesday. We're mainly looking at clouds, but a drizzle or a light rain shower isn't out of the question for Wednesday afternoon. Let's take a look at the tropics. Certainly good news here. There's not a thing to worry about in the Atlantic. The National Hurricane Center is keeping a very close eye on this disturbance here, but it's in the western part of the Caribbean. Even if it did develop, it wouldn't be a threat for the Carolinas at all. So hopefully we'll continue to keep the tropics quiet. If you're headed to State Fair for the next 3 days, looking really nice. Tuesday, partly sunny skies. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s. As you head throughout Wednesday, though, it will be a cloudy afternoon. You might have to dodge a light rain shower or drizzle, but that the cloud cover will hold temperatures off to the upper 60s, so a cooler afternoon. And Thursday, again, looking at lots of sunshine with temperatures in the mid 70s. For tonight, partly cloudy skies. It's going to be a cooler night than we saw this morning, temperatures in the low 50s. When you wake up tomorrow, mostly sunny skies. We're going to be warming quickly, though. Temperatures top in the upper 70s, right about where they were today. And as we take a look at the Carolina Week 5-day forecast, you can see a very small chance for rain on the day for Wednesday. Not a washout by any means. Temperatures in the upper 60s. And then as we head throughout Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, very nice temperatures in the low to mid 70s for Thursday and Friday, with overnight lows in the low to mid 40s. Cooler nights after that cold front pushes in on Wednesday, but certainly looking nice.
That looks great. I hope the rain doesn't hold off anyone from the State Fair.
Yeah, it really isn't looking like it would hurt anybody if it did. They did go to the fair on Wednesday, so certainly good fair forecast.
Well, that's great. What a beautiful few days ahead. Thank you so much, weathercaster Kathy Evans. No problem. Well, an away trip with the football team is a major time commitment, but Alicia Moore tells us members of the band are more than willing to make that sacrifice.
It's 11 a.m. right now, and members of the UNC Marching Band are loading up the bus to head to Charlottesville for the UNC versus UVA football game. The game doesn't start till 6 p.m., but their day starts now. 45 band members packed onto the bus for the 3.5-hour ride with the cheerleaders. Some studied, some relaxed, and some played pranks. A big part of traveling with the band is making sacrifices. Sophomore clarinet player and theater major Alex Bradsher told me she doesn't mind making those sacrifices.
My major is theater arts, and one of the things I'm going to have to choose pretty soon is doing plays and doing band, and I'm not giving up band.
Once we arrived in Charlottesville, the band had no time to waste before getting right down to business. It's currently 4 p.m., and after members of the band unloaded the bus, stretched, and warmed up, they are now performing for members of the Rams Club to get them excited about tonight's game. After the pep rally, the band had a little less than an hour to prepare for game time. Senior Sebastian Sardegna says over the past 3 years, he has learned to balance the pros and cons of traveling on the road.
During the week when we have practice, it's actually a good thing because when you're busier, you have to do your work when you have the time to do it.
During the game, the band played, the fans cheered, and the football team won for the first time in Charlottesville since 1981. It's currently 9:45 p.m., and after cheering the UNC football team to victory, the UNC Marching Tar Heels are headed back to Chapel Hill. They have a 3.5-hour ride ahead of them. For me, this was a long day, but from their perspective, it's just another day on the road. In Charlottesville, I'm Alicia Moore, Carolina Week.
Well, sportscaster Justin Page joins us now in the studio. Justin, we had two big reasons to celebrate this weekend.
I know I didn't get to see the game myself, but I saw the score, and it really spoke really well for the Hokies.
Doesn't get much more impressive if you're a UNC Tar Heel fan. A great performance by the team, and as Alicia mentioned, the first win for the Tar Heels in Charlottesville since 1981. It seems that the curse is finally broken. The team's now 4-2. Hard to believe that we're already halfway through football season, but it is the middle of October, so you know what that means. Coming up after the break, Coach Roy Williams and the basketball team are dancing into the new season.
Hey guys, this is my teenage friend Fred.
Rad! Hey pal, you want to pay attention to the road?
Relax, man, I got it.
Look, my man, if your bad driving gets me killed, you better hope you die too, or I will haunt you silly. And I'm not just gonna float over your bed like, woo! I'm gonna be making a more annoying noise, like, ah! And instead of wearing those long white robes, I think I'll wear something more form-fitting and upsetting. The other ghosts will look and be like, wow, we've never seen that before.
The odds of this daughter of a clergyman spending 11 weeks at #1 on the U.S. singles charts? 1 in 19 million. The odds of going on to win 6 Grammy Awards? 1 in 1.4 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 110. I'm Toni Braxton, and I encourage you to learn the signs of autism at autismspeaks.org.
What if a disaster strikes without warning? What if life as you know it has completely turned on its head? What if everything familiar becomes anything but? Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, it's up to you to be ready. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed today. Learn how at ready.gov.
Welcome to Carolina Week Sports. I'm Justin Page. The UNC football team is riding high after its most dominating performance yet, a 44-10 beatdown of Virginia. However, the victory came with a major cost. Today, Coach Butch Davis said tight end Zach Pianalta will miss the rest of the season after fracturing his leg in Saturday's game. You see the injury right there. That's tough to watch. This could be a major blow to the offense. Pianalta is TJ Yates' favorite target, and he leads the Heels in receiving. You really hate to see that for the senior. The team also learned new details about 2 players involved in the NCAA investigations this weekend. On Thursday, UNC announced that running back Ryan Houston had been cleared to play. However, Houston didn't play against Virginia on Saturday, and Coach Butch Davis said he would sit down with the senior this afternoon to discuss the possibility of him redshirting this season. Meanwhile, senior cornerback Kendrick Burney was scheduled to make his return in this weekend's game at Miami, but team officials say Burney still has unresolved issues with the investigation, and his status for Saturday's game is unclear at this point. And it might be hard to believe, but we're already halfway through football season, and despite all the adversity, the Heels are on a roll. After rolling over Virginia on Saturday, Carolina is now 4-2 and on a 4-game winning streak, and the team finally seems to be clicking on all cylinders. The defense is getting back to locking down opponents, and the offense is suddenly one of the ACC's most efficient units, and it couldn't come at a better time. On Saturday against Miami, the Heels will begin a crucial ACC stretch that will determine the ultimate success of this season. There you see the schedule right there. Carolina plays the only 3 ranked ACC teams. Huge game against Miami this weekend. But look at the 3-game stretch that includes Florida State, Virginia Tech, and NC State. If the Heels can win at least 2 of those games, especially the game in Chapel Hill against the Hokies, they should have a shot at the ACC title game. And after everything that's happened, can you believe that? Basketball season is just around the corner, and both the men's and women's teams are getting back to work after some fun on Friday night. ESPN's Stuart Scott once again hosted Late Night with Roy. Special moment right here for the women's team. Senior forward Jessica Breland, you can see her right there in the center of the huddle, made her return to the court after battling cancer. And look at that, her teammates wore pink to honor her victory. Definitely good to see her back out on the court. Then the men showed what they have on the dance floor, especially Tyler Zeller. Good moves from the big man. But the night was all about newcomer Harrison Barnes, the #1 recruit in the country. And he showed he can do more than just dance. Watch this right here. Off the break, Barnes gets the ball in transition, and UNC fans hope they can look forward to more of that during the next few months. Barnes also showed off his shooting skills, and he led the scrimmage in scoring. Both the men's and women's teams get back to practice this week. The #1 ranked field hockey team remains undefeated after passing its first big test of the season. On Saturday, the ladies took the turf against #3 Virginia, the first time they faced a top 5 team this season. Both teams fought hard during the first 30 minutes of play until, watch this, Kelsey Kolajczyk, she's a star, takes it through traffic, gets the goal, and the Heels go up 1-0. Less than 3 minutes later, the Heels went for another one. Kolajczyk deflects it to sophomore Katie Ardrey, and the Heels have a 2-0 lead at the half. But the Cavs weren't letting this game get away. They scored twice in the second half to tie the game, but in the last 5 minutes, Heels get a penalty shot, and who else? Kolajczyk drills it to the back of the net. Heels tough it out and get the big win, 3-2. The women's soccer team is feeling good after lighting up the scoreboard against Miami on Sunday. Early on, Hill's already up 1-0 when Amber Brooks gets the pass and scores to put UNC on top 2-0. And then just a few minutes later, watch this. Kalia Ohai sets up Courtney Jones, and she lobs it up for another goal. This game, it got ugly. UNC didn't allow a goal in this one, and the Heels used their heads to run away and get the shutout 5-0. The ladies are on a 5-match winning streak and will look to make it 6 in a row against Clemson on Thursday. So a very busy time for UNC athletics right now. A lot of teams in action, and basketball season, I know all of our viewers are looking forward to it.
Myself included, I'm really looking forward to getting out to a lot of games during my senior year.
We'll have to be on the lookout to sign up for the lottery.
Most definitely. You don't want to miss the team this year. They're looking really good.
Thanks, Justin. For more than a century, thrill seekers have been flocking to the Midway at this time of year.
And once again, the State Fair is in full swing. Coming up, fabulous fair food.
If you have a story idea, call Carolina Week at 919-843-8292 or email us at carolinaweek@unc.edu. If you have questions about this program, write Carolina Week at Campus Box 3365, UNC-CH, Chapel Hill, North Carolina 27599. Be sure to check out Carolina Week and Carolina Connection online at carolinaweek.org.
There's a lot of talk out on the street about his mother, your mother, their mother. But in the end, is anyone really even thinking about them?
Folks, why won't we go to the doctor? My uncle called, speech all slurred, complaining his arms numb. He called everyone. He even called my daughter Tiara, because, you know, she's got a year of nursing. Everyone thinks he needs to go to the doctor, including me. So he said, well, will you take me? I'm like, I'm on the road. He goes, I'll wait. Stroke's no joke. If you or someone you love have symptoms of stroke, don't wait. It may be too late. Dial 911. Time loss is brain loss.
There's a lot to do at the State Fair. Rides, animals, strange exhibits. But I have to say, my favorite part is the food.
Mine too, Megan. I actually am getting really hungry just thinking about it. And reporter Lindsay Hawkins takes a bite out of the fair's newest crazy culinary concoction.
Cotton candy, funnel cakes, and sweet corn. It's what I look forward to the most every year at the State Fair, the food. And we all have our favorites.
Snow cones, orange snow cones.
They're footlong hot dog. I like the funnel cakes with the little powdered sugar on top. Then you get the strawberries.
My favorite fair food is the fried Snickers.
Ice cream from North Carolina State University.
And every year there's a new food that people are talking about. This year, the Krispy Kreme burger is getting a lot of attention. Concession owner Mike Beaver.
The Krispy Kreme burger is basically just a burger. We take a Krispy Kreme, we put a burger on top of it, the toppings, whatever people choose, and another Krispy Kreme on top.
But how many calories are we looking at?
I don't know, I haven't counted, but the donuts are 0 trans fat.
And that was reasonable enough.
So I decided I was going to try the Krispy Kreme burger myself.
Better than I anticipated, which is what Kelly has heard from customers.
Different than most people have in mind, too.
But we do know what we're getting when we order our favorites.
They are very icy and cold.
They were very gooey on the inside.
They taste real good, and yeah, they're good.
Gooey, hot, and chewy every year.
It's worth coming back year after year.
I think she said it best. In Raleigh, I'm Lindsay Hawkins, Carolina Week.
Well, Eddie, I actually went to the fair on Friday, and I had to have one of those fried Snickers.
Well, lucky you, I haven't made it out there quite yet myself. But that does it for this edition of Carolina Week.
Thanks for watching. Have a good night.